fucking winning. No way.
Your attitude pretty much proves that point. You haven't read any of the surveys, have you?
Oh my fucking god.
U.gov survey
Dave,
done.
what the fuck, man? Will you help me out, please? Are you gone?
I was just letting you get it out of your system, you know. Scream and shout.
Oh, what do you mean out of her system? She hasn't even started yet.
Oh.
She's gonna have an aneurysm before this is over.
Oh my goodness.
You guys all know me as the bitch, but you haven't seen the actual bitch yet, okay?
Okay.
So,
Dave, have you anything you want to add?
I don't blame you for being upset. I'm sorry, but there's going to be some casualties in this whole thing, and fortunately, your group is part of it. But nothing I can do.
Why are you so unwilling to learn basic science?
Basic science, got it. Again, the laughter and what the laughter is not going to help. We've seen the numbers. Why do you think I'm on this? Why do you think
the fucking math and the fucking science that is real? That's what helps.
Got it. The math is real. The math is irrefutable.
You can't change it. It's a functional thing that works everywhere.
Have we sent
it's not
probes?
a made up thing. We didn't make it up. We just figured out how it
didn't
works.
Say you made it up. Saying you made assumptions.
God.
You made leaps of faith. Tell me this. Tell me what the core of the Earth looks like.
No idea.
Why?
How would we know? We can't dig down.
Well, that's just it. You see, you show cross sections all the time of it with the orange and yellow and white bands. Perfectly.
Because we can
deepest hole ever drilled is 8 miles. Why are you showing us the cross section of the Earth?
Because we can probe it.
How? Tell me how you can prove it. Seismic waves?
Yes. Fucking yes. That works.
Really? So you know exactly what the core of the Earth looks like?
No, we don't know exactly what the core of the Earth looks like.
But so, we know what it's made out of.
How do you know what it's made out of if you only drilled 8 miles?
Because
we don't need to. Do we
yes,
need to know?
You do.
Do we need to go to fucking Jupiter to know what it's made out of? No. Do I need to go to the sun to know what it's made out of? No. I fucking know.
Who says you went to and I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm not. And I'm sorry you're here. But who says we went to Jupiter? The U.S. military? Have you seen the Apollo footage recently? It is aged horribly. Horribly. Shadows moving in multiple directions, even though there's one light source, no blast crater, a spacesuit that defies thermodynamics, a radio transmitter that could not possibly go 250,000 miles in 1969 battery technology.
What do you mean by defy thermodynamics? You said that twice.
Because I'm not going to argue the moon landing with you. I will not fucking do it.
Well,
Mama,
then you've lost.
Give me 1 second, Mama. Mark, I got a very serious question for you.
Yeah, go.
If you forbid you get sick with the coronavirus really, really bad, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to fight it out and pray to God, or are you going to turn to science?
Okay. By the way, I'm not saying the coronavirus isn't real.
Real question. Look, real question.
No, I'm not saying. Look, no. I get you.
All get sick, you could all die. So I'm asking you a really, really honest
question. You're buying into the fear.
Event.
You're buying into the fear. Where are you anyway?
I'm asking you a very, very honest question, and I want a very honest answer. If you're going to try to start saying this conspiracy shit, then we have nothing to talk about. I asked you.
Well, then why are you here? Because I am conspiracy. Why are you here?
I've just muted him. Just answer that one question, and then we'll.
If I get the virus, hey, great. The chances of me dying right now are currently 1 in a million.
The point
literally
he's trying to make is,
1 in a
the
million.
point that Sal's trying to make is, if there's science and medical science that can help you, why would you trust it now when it's, I think showing a bias.
Wait. How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
51.
Yeah, it's less than 1 in a million.
There you go.
You couldn't.
No. By the way, I'm not saying I hate science. Hey, look, we're talking on science. There's science all over the place. I'm saying that science makes leaps of faith like any other group.
No.
In fact, they become their own religion.
No, we don't.
The what?
Absolutely not.
Okay, science is true whether or not you believe in it. That's the statement from Neil Tyson.
First of all, yes, it is.
Science does not make mistakes.
Science makes lots
No,
of mistakes.
science itself, what
science
makes up the world
method.
and everything, no, it doesn't.
Science is
Stuff that we
incorruptible.
figure out, we can be wrong. Yes.
It's very correct.
Is
Is it
is science incorruptible?
No. The method is incorruptible. The
Exactly.
science itself is corruptible.
Okay, that's good. I like that answer. So if science can make mistakes and and they can be corrupted, why can't we poke holes in it? Why can't we question it?
You can question it. But you've
Except
got to
the moon
question it
landing.
That's all you do, dude. All we do is question it.
No. Let me go back. So the moon landing, that's absolutely
You
100%.
literally picked the one thing I asked you not to talk about.
Whoa, what are you talking? Why wouldn't I
Just wanted to
talk
answer my
about it?
question,
That's one
Mark.
of the. We go after NASA every day. Every channel that we have goes after NASA. We have dedicated channels against NASA. Have you seen our T-shirts?
I haven't seen a goddamn thing you do. I don't waste
Why are
my
you
time
here?
with
Why are you
people
here?
like this.
You
Like,
don't
why
want
am
to
I
be.
here?
You
Because
don't
I'm
want to be
supporting my
introduced.
friend. That's why I'm here.
Oh, I'm
So.
sorry. You don't want to be introduced to flat Earth like this. Seriously, you
No,
don't.
I know about flat Earth. I do. I'm just saying, I don't go and watch your fucking channels or look at your T-shirts, please.
That's a waste of time. You're a waste of oxygen.
I'm
Do
a
you
waste
know
of
what I
oxygen.
do for a living?
The what?
Why would I take time from that? Shit.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. Look, if
Because I don't need to. I don't need to hear your arguments because I know the science and I know the math way down pat. You know what? If you want to question this shit, go and get your fucking degree, okay? And understand.
Why? Because as soon as that point, I'm indoctrinated. Once you get your degree, you're lost.
please.
How indoctrination works.
That's my dick, dude.
At least you,
Oh.
why is it you
glad,
don't?
glad I'm not pushing your buttons.
Here's
Seriously.
the question: why are
What's the
you
question?
unwilling to understand what is believed? It's a better question.
Say that one more time.
Why are you not willing to understand what the science says?
I understand fully what the science says. I've been arguing with it for 5 years. I know what everyone's point is. I get it. I'm saying that it's in doubt now for a lot of things.
Then why do you bring up things like not knowing what gravity is? When gravity is...
You don't know what gravity is. You can only say what it does.
Yes.
Gravity is still a...
relevant. Gravity
What?
is a description. It's not... Right. Firstly, we understand gravity from a perspective of curvature of space and time.
Do you have a spaceship? Have you gone out and checked out this space-time stuff you're talking about?
No, I've worked with a company that did. I knew people that did.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Oh.
The point is not this. The point is you need to understand this to understand what gravity is and what we are measuring. Okay, it's all well and good to say there is density and there is buoyancy, but gravity acts against those things.
By the way, I've never said at any point that I don't believe in gravity. I know that's a double negative maybe, but I believe in gravity. I do. But I also think the buoyancy and a pressurized system play a part in this because it's a pressurized system.
Okay, I'm gonna. Have you? I want to draw a thing, and you're almost certainly going to say no. Have you not seen the demonstrations of water in a vacuum tube?
Water in a vacuum tube. Probably, maybe not. Maybe I may not have seen that.
Okay,
Why?
the point being, there are. I know. I only know of a few of them. They are because they're relatively niche engineering things. Okay, that can demonstrate in a clear tube where you have got water at the bottom and a vacuum at the top.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tube is a barrier by definition.
It doesn't change the fact that the vacuum is at the top.
Actually, it does. And I know which experiment you're talking about here. And again, if you have to use a tube, it's over.
No,
You're done.
To demonstrate it because of
Wait.
the pressure. We have to withhold the Earth's pressure, the Earth's air pressure, to do the
Again, which is why I came up with the pressure thing above you. If you can't keep gravity in your room from going into a vacuum chamber upstairs, how can you keep the atmosphere anywhere? How can you do it? You can't use gravity because gravity didn't hold the air in your room. Did not do it. At what point you're going to say, well, there's a lot more gravity? No, it's the same gravity. You say, well, there's a lot more air and it's weighted down. It's like, no, bleeding edge of space doesn't exist.
You took the air. out. The room is sealed. The gravity is, it's not even gravity, it's air pressure. It's gravity is acting on the air pressure, on the air, which is causing a pressure around the entire house.
That's the point I tried to make on that earlier. You're creating a negative system of air inside an already system. It's.
You keep trying to blame gravity for air pressure, as in the things that air pressure does.
Why? No. If gravity can't keep. Okay. Again, vacuum chamber above me. Why doesn't the air stay here? Why?
What do you mean? Why doesn't it stay?
Meaning, again, you can. There's tons. We didn't make all these videos, but anything in a vacuum chamber, right? Why does it? Molecules, no molecules. Barrier. Without the barrier, it cannot stay there.
No,
It will equalize.
Because the air pressure will push it on. With
So,
Brownian
space.
air pressure will mix it all up, and it will equalize. Without a barrier. That's what happens.
It's fine.
If you don't have
Again,
a force holding something away.
Look, let's cut this short. Nobody in this room is going to agree with anything I say, and I, of course, have not and will not agree with anything guys you say. So what's the ultimate goal here? Are you trying to convince me of something? It's not going to happen. We've been resonating too much.
Went off. Yeah.
I was more intrigued as to I was trying to more get at things that you don't see.
I know. You say that I don't understand science, and that you've got all the facts, and that science is right, and you could prove without a shadow of a doubt. Then why do we keep resonating? And you're going to say, well, because the public is dumb. And I'll come back and say, no, the public is easy. The public wants easier explanations. If we created a model that is easier to explain than your solar system, you've got a big problem on your hands. Because they're going to go with the easiest thing. They always will. Art of war. People are like water. They always take the path of least resistance.
For Earth to exist, you require not having gravity functioning as it does.
The
problem is they don't understand gravity. Which
most people don't. No, they don't.
I agree. It's hard. We're not built to think in 3D.
No, that's also true. Very true.
What we have of doing gravity, we show it in 2D because that's all we can use to demonstrate it. That makes sense.
So, okay, I'll make it a little. Let me give a small version of this. So let's take a little ball. I pretend I have a globe in my hand, covered in a little wisp of smoke, and you're in the space station.
Yeah.
And then you create a vacuum around it. Does that smoke stay on that ball?
Yes.
Oh, that's a bold statement. You know full well it wouldn't. That smoke would be dissipated just like that, instant, violent. And by the way, why don't you guys ever complain when the movies get it absolutely wrong?
We do. I mean, it's like you don't get sucked. There's not the this idea of a vacuum in space sucking stuff out. It would be slow. It would be, unless you massively expose it.
Slow? Have you not watched some of the stuff that's out there? It's instant. It's violent. It's in a fraction of
Earth
that you've done.
Earth. Yeah, that's not the vacuum that's causing that. That's air pressure that's causing that. Because there is a vacuum.
So if you get a hole in the space station the size of like a nickel,
right, it would slow
that it's you've got 2 minutes of air left, and get the duct tape and you can patch it with a piece of material.
Yes.
Yes.
You can put your finger over it. You can.
Bye, guys.
Well, Mark, if you do watch this back, Mark, I want to say thank you very much for coming. I do appreciate you coming. I think me and you had a good chat.
What I miss? What fuck, man? I bumped up. What I miss?
Go.
I missed it. What happened?
Dave was explaining the difference between air pressure and
a vacuum.
Okay.
And he walked out. I don't know whether he was getting slightly closer to something he didn't want to discuss.
What a pussy. You hear me,
no,
Mark?
Come on, no, look, please. Like, just...
All right, I got that. Just, come on, man. What? Come on, man.
He's wrong. You know, if you want to say he's wrong, you're welcome to say he's wrong. That's your opinion.
All right, he's wrong. He's wrong. I'll watch my language as far as name calling, but man, come on, man. What he's promoting is harmful, man. It's harmful rhetoric. Okay, forget. Let's think about his own community. His own community, people are dying. They're shooting themselves into fucking space. This other idiot, Nathan, he's getting arrested. He has a record for harassing kids. Maybe they let him go. Maybe they didn't. I don't know what his situation is, but really,
he did say he disagreed with that. Like,
it's not about disagreeing. The rhetoric alone is enough to promote it. People are behind it. It's a promotion of harmful, very dangerous way of thinking. No, man, that has to be stopped.
It does. It's not wrong. That's not to say that stopping attacking him is the way to go to stop it.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making.
Pisses me off, man.
I mean, basically everything he says about his understanding of our planet is wrong.
Yeah.
It's so fucking wrong.
Yeah. Hides behind his little screen.
I just don't know where to start with someone like that is so far disconnected from reality.
Man, don't even start. Just stop and leave it alone.
Well,
I'm indoctrinated because I'm fucking educated.
Just for the record, Mama, just for the record while it's out there, could you just say what your qualifications are?
I have an undergrad in astrophysics and a master's in climate science.
And you used to work for NASA. You've got a flight suit.
I used to work for the education program for NASA, but the shuttle program, but yes, I worked for them.
Shill.
she blew up Columbia.
Shill.
Well, why do you make me say it and then fucking call me a shill?
Because it's funny.
Because you work for NASA. And according to them, anyone that works for NASA is a shill.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that did end the way it did.
Nah.
I can't say I have.
What did you expect?
I didn't know we were live. I wouldn't have told him to, suck my dick if I knew that.
Nah.
Sorry.
Somebody went live very quickly without letting everyone know.
Hello.
Hello.
Soon as you start, I had to.
Hello, Bill.
Now that he's gone, I'll actually join you guys.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were waiting. I imagine you couldn't hold it. I was like, fuck this, man. I'm going to go yell at him.
No, like,
if I was going on, that you would have come if I hadn't.
I was texting. I'm texting Mama going, breathe, give Dave a minute. And I'm texting Sal going, fucking breathe. I'm telling Mama the same, calm down, give Dave a minute.
The problem I've got is I tried to work out what to pick at.
yeah, I know. Where to even start.
Yeah.
Because so much of what was said was wrong.
Yeah.
Stuff like, stuff that is going to get to people that is just fucked up to really talk about. Like, I don't know, Sandy Hook in 9/11. Why bother? Why do you have to need to do that?
I really held myself back off that.
Yeah, that threw me for a hook. I had a list of questions. Like, Mama, I'll tell you, I watched like 2 or 3 hours a day of them fucking interviews with that man. I had a load of questions and all set up, and then he said that, and I got through for a hook, and it was like, fuck, where's my phone? Shit. Oh, yes, he made fireworks. Fireworks! You did fireworks.
Oddly enough, his Sandy Hook conspiracy demonstrates just how easy you can be manipulated. Because there was nothing to that conspiracy until fuckface started shouting about it.
Right.
And I am from Connecticut, so that shit just really gets to me. Like, I don't want to hear it.
All I could think of was Alex Jones.
That's fuckface. That's what I meant by fuckface.
I mean, to start off with, that just goes to show how bad his head is. Like, his mind is so corrupt. That's the first thing he came out with. Like, you're flat earth. That's the first thing you say. Like, either you're trying to antagonize, because you're on a smaller channel, or like you're really that sick.
Sal, honestly, I don't know if he even believes any of this shit. honestly, I think it is just that he wants to go and fucking antagonize people. I think he gets
gets
off.
sponsored.
I
He gets sponsored.
really do.
I'm adding to my CV. Made Mark Sargent rage quit.
I know, and you did it, man. You got it. Not even Mama. She held her. Oh, not that she
I
held
went to
herself
enter
back. She
MathPig
didn't.
on DM because he was telling me to breathe, and I bumped myself off. When I come back, he's gone.
I think I contributed to the rage quit a little.
I think you did.
Oh no, I'm going to give Mama at least 70% of that because yeah, she wound him up. She definitely wound him up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Well, I am sorry. I genuinely am sorry the way that ended because a conversation is better. I do enjoy a conversation, but when it gets to header points like that, where neither of us are gonna,
Yeah.
it doesn't achieve anything to continue the conversation. So I think he probably did the best thing. I'm just sorry that it had to end that way.
Yeah.
And you
That's not a
somebody
conversation, is it?
specifically not to talk about something, and then they bring it up 2 fucking minutes later. I'm telling you.
At the,
Just
and,
get
you know,
lost on it.
oh, if you were screaming at me, I could have missed what you said at the start as well. I'm not the, but things get heated in the minute. He doesn't know you.
I don't think he took it seriously. Is the point?
But he's very dishonest. You heard the question I got him, and he didn't answer it. You know, I'm like, just be honest.
No,
if you get sick, or let's not, I couldn't say let's not call it the coronavirus. If you get sick right now, considering what's happening, what are you going to do? And he just didn't answer it.
Yeah, he obfuscated. He totally obfuscated.
It's all right. It's all right. All right. So,
I also wanted to.
Dave's CV
I
is
also
better
wanted
than
to.
Brimmer of the Night.
I wanted to ask him, like, if how far this conspiracy goes, because if everything is an overarching conspiracy, then isn't even he part of it?
yeah.
Who was
Right?
it
You
that
can't
said?
even
I think
believe
it was-
your own thing, can you?
Somebody mentioned about the flat Earth being a conspiracy because the Earth is a globe and it's all a conspiracy on a conspiracy. But
Yeah, it was Korag.
yeah, it was Korag. Aye. The thing that threw me, so it's actually a simulation of a dome. It's not actually a dome. It's a simulation of a dome.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? So he starts to bring up simulation theory, but simulation theory is postulated by people, and even they are like, okay, this is just an idea which some evidence seems to support, but like we don't really know because we don't have enough evidence to reach a conclusion. But then he's like, oh, simulation theory means that it just doesn't really exist anyway, and the whole thing.
No one is actually suggesting simulation theory as a real thing. It's been presented in two guises. The one that says that we can represent a 3D universe on a 2D plane. Again, it was done as a mathematical model. No one suggested it was real. It was interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Just as a way, it's been used to explore a black hole. And the other one is the ancestor model.
Multi-universe theory is the same thing. That
Yes.
I can't remember the scientist that said, it's a cool theory, but it's probably not true, and we all know that. But it's just, like Steve said, it's a relation that we use.
Yeah, the 13th floor. The 13th floor is one of the. Is definitely in my top 10 best movies I've ever seen. It doesn't mean that that's real.
No.
I think Krauss, as much as we don't really want to talk about Krauss,
Just
but
what
he
is the
said
crack
that-
with all these topics tonight? Right, go on, get that out of your system.
he said that the whole multiverse theory, he didn't like the idea, but that is what most of the evidence currently seems to support. Like, he doesn't like the idea, he doesn't think but the evidence seems to suggest that is the case.
Yeah.
The problem is they look for the cracks. I haven't seen. I'm probably really going to be pushing the limit of my knowledge here. I have not seen discrediting of pilot wave theory. It offers no more predictive power over the way we use quantum mechanics now.
Okay.
Which is why it's not. We don't replace theories unless we have a better theory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that something like along the lines of pilot wave theory requires many worlds. It's just we have been trying to explore how we can fit in quantum mechanics.
Right.
into something we can work with, and that's where we end up with either many worlds or
Right, because that's the only way you can make that
yes
work. Right. Yes, it's the only way you can make that work. It won't work with just a single universe and quantum physics.
Well, that's one of the interpretations.
Right. Which brings us to the multi-universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, we don't know, and the fact that I am disappointed in physics. I suppose that we have been so willing.
We just started physics. It's been 100 years. Let's really think about it. Physics itself is maybe a 100-year process since the 1920s. All right, let's say the 1800s.
I mean, you look at what stuff Einstein put out and how long it actually took to prove it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's that far. But what bothers me, I think, is the fact that physicists are so willing to try and pop science it, to try and say that this is how it is, when we've got an understanding of some maths, but we don't understand how it actually relates to the physical world.
It's supply and demand.
You watch
That's
an awful,
all it
like
is.
I would watch an awful lot of Royal Institution, talks and stuff like that, and lectures, and at least once during every freaking one, they'll get to a point where they'll say, "I don't know." They get questions from the audience at the end, and they're like,
don't hear that. The public don't hear that. They hear it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, when we talk about quantum teleportation, they're hearing the words. They're not hearing the fact that we're managing to transcribe properties from quantum properties from one thing to another. They hear teleport.
Yep.
We can.
Yeah.
Another thing that isn't explained is how we came to avoid. Because
Sean Carroll, that's who it was. If anyone knows who Sean Carroll is.
Yes.
Well, hold on. That's not what I'm getting at. All right, so everything scientific has been.
Yeah, I had to kick you, smart ass. I was talking.
Sorry. I got into my topic. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Don't worry, joking.
I needed it. Come on, man. That was my first, baby.
Ah.
All right. So I'm talking about accidental science that has brought us to a person like Sean Carroll. I'm talking about Torricelli, who gave us air pressure, and in his experiment of finding air pressure, created our first void, which later gave us the light bulb, etc. But it's those experiments that aren't spoken about and practiced to explain why the theory of nature abhors a vacuum set aside by Aristotle, that was 1,000 years until Torricelli made a void in nature, and the rest moves forward from there. Those are the things that aren't explained.
Can I try and sum it up what I think you said? Because I think I agree with you, but I'm not 100% sure.
Right.
We don't teach how we got to things.
Yes.
We teach what we know now.
I call it, the education system is fucking, what is it? Like, it's verbal. No, just ignore me. Quiet.
Go, Amanda.
I'm good.
It's not even, because the point is we are teaching very often. Well, firstly, we are still teaching some really old shit that's outdated, but that's another issue. By not teach, it's the leaps where people think we have a model here that works like this. It's like Newtonian physics versus general relativity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And people are taught, people think that was a massive leap. Okay. And how Einstein thought about it was a bit of a leap. But nothing that Einstein had done was really new.
No.
Lots over the 30, 40, 50 years before. Lots of what he did in terms of putting stuff together was worked out. and I've really skipped the point now on Jim. But the point is, he didn't do it in isolation. The gaps between the bits we know and what actually happened are much grayer areas. We had to actually physically go out and work these things out without a eureka moment. We don't have these massive eureka moments really very often. It's hard work with lots of people.
And
Einstein didn't really like quantum theory, anyway, did he? Sorry, carry on.
No.
Yeah, he used to, there was a conference every year with all the top scientists of his time, and I know he used to go, and they would work shit out there too as well. It wasn't well known, but I always thought that was pretty cool. Them all together thinking about these things. So,
give me 1 second.
What?
There's a couple of nice photos.
Did you see Mama in her flight suit?
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Is that where we got the? Is that why Copenhagen interpretation is called the Copenhagen interpretation? Wasn't that one of the conferences?
I think so. Yes.
I did want to
I'm back.
ask him
Sorry.
about.
Yeah. So
I wanted to
someone
ask
just
him about them
mentioned what the
5
name of the
questions from the Canadian conference that
conference
that
was.
video.
Say again, Bill.
did someone just mention what? Because I was reading a book the other day about quantum physics. I'm trying to find where it is now, and they were talking about a particular conference that happened, which isn't so well known about, but it basically produced all of the modern interpretations and ideas of quantum physics.
I think the Copenhagen interpretation came about at a conference in Copenhagen.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, if nobody else has anything to add to that.
I thought we were just waiting for him.
We've gone very boring for you.
The thing is, it will take me ages to find, so...
We education...
I will
So
get
Dave,
back to
tell me
you,
what
I will
you're
get
up
back
to
to you
then.
guys on it.
Say
I'll
again?
get back to you guys.
Say again,
Yeah,
Manda?
Tell me what you're up to, dude.
No, I want to. I'm playing Hearts.
How's-
I'm hoping work's going to stop taking people in this week. We're going to work and nobody is turning up.
Yeah, ain't nothing happening. Over here, we're dead in Los Angeles. It's crazy. I haven't been out, but I don't hear anything going on out there.
Well, I'll tell you, one good thing about the coronavirus is seeing as Aaron Ra is not going to DaveCon, I've got Aaron Ra that weekend. So that's good.
Yep.
Which is going to be awesome.
And let's not tell the police, but the fucking roads were empty today. I got my car up to 120 today with fucking slip knots bouncing out the windows.
They keep prosecuting people for that when they say it on YouTube.
The what?
They keep prosecuting people when you report it when they say things like that on YouTube.
Yeah, find me. Right, ending this. Talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye. Maps are flat.
It's always round.
What's the documentary?
Yeah.